movies. Mutilation, decapitation, torture. Does that sound entertaining? More blood than a blood bank. Have we got your attention?
Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing Once We Were Warriors or something. No.
Mm.
We're doing Bugonia.
Yeah.
It's a newer movie. We both love Stavi. He said he was in this movie. We both love Emma Stone.
Yeah.
She's in this movie.
And the director,
Um,
for that matter. He's done some
yeah,
good stuff in the
yeah,
past.
for sure. So, yeah, I watched it and I was like, yeah, man, let's. I suggested checking it out, and
Mm-hmm.
then Jerry was like, okay, yeah, let's just do it. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So we're here now. Why true crime now? Jerry, what do you grade in this one?
A grade. No, I'm not. I don't know too much on grades on this. I'm having a hard time with digesting it. Like, if I grade it, I feel like I'll either grade it too low because
Or
it's
too
like,
high because that's how grades work. Like,
no,
what do you?
no. I'm talking like it's it's a good movie, but I'm having just like, okay, what happened? Is it what? Fucking like it's making my brain turn, and I don't know how I feel about it.
All right. Well,
Like,
then let's dig into it,
what
and
would
then
you
maybe
grade it?
by the
Maybe if by giving me your grade, I can go, I see that, you know?
I give it probably a B plus.
Yeah, I see that.
Um, okay, cool. Glad.
Yeah,
There's a lot of positives to this movie that are a
there
lot of
is.
fun.
There is.
So let's dig into it. First
Right.
off, let's address the fucking fat white comedian in the room. Or Greek comedian in the room.
Greek. Yeah.
Stavi, the Baltimore Ravens were just knocked out of the playoff contention. Um, I don't need any bad news from anything that I like as far as Baltimore goes.
Yeah. Stay
Don't choose
strong,
another
Savvy.
fucking don't choose another fucking role like this, please. I don't know what possessed you to take this role, but this wasn't a good look on you, bud.
Yeah, but he
I,
played it so well, and that's the
he
problem, is that
the
he
problem is he was just Stavi in a movie. That's the problem. That was just Stavi being Stavi, and I
right.
don't like how close it was to being a good pedophile. So don't do shit like that.
Like him just standing around, just like, cake?
Yeah.
like, of course you saw the cake there. Um, no, I really, I thought his character was good. I feel though that
Okay.
the arc, like, I want to talk about this movie, but I'm afraid of, like, I don't know, this shit is probably coming out in fucking March, or it's April already, and it's been talked about. But I do feel like what his character's arc is in the movie, it's like, do we need that?
We
Did
don't
we
need
need that?
him. We don't need that character at all in this movie.
No, no, no. I
So
mean,
yeah, that
like, it does ramp up the intensity of, like, a police shows up. A
so
police showed up at the house, and the intensity kicked in.
it does do that,
Right.
but it also the only other thing that it for me that I noticed that it does is kind of give our main character a little bit of this is why. Like this happened to him, it caused this type like it took his schizophrenia that his mother had to a
Right.
new level because he's stuck in this town with a cop that molested him
Right.
and the cop won't leave him alone either.
Yeah.
So not in like a molesty way, but just in a like,
You want to go out on a date and just fucking
like a pestery type
right.
way. So
And like,
that
even, but I mean, with that, I mean, we get enough from amazing performance from Alicia Silverstone, with the mother. And
Mhm.
I like it. Could it just be that the mother has in drilled into his head that there is this fucking, you know what I kept saying, and I know this is off topic. I was like, wow, this is really nice that Alex Jones got to write a script and shit because
Yeah,
my
yeah.
brain is just going like when the end is revealed, all I could see was Alex Jones going, "See, I knew it was right. I knew it. The Argonians."
I called that like about mid movie. I was like, oh, she's actually an alien. Actually, when I had that suspicion, because like it was almost like in a joking manner, like, oh, watch her actually be an alien. And then when she's out, like she frees herself and she's talking to him, and she's like, how many of those people were really aliens? And he was like 2 out of 12 or something like that, 2 out of
Right,
24 or something. I was like, oh shit, she's actually an alien. That's fucking
right.
crazy. But we can get to that later
Yeah, but
weirdness.
even with that, like the next scene where she's taking him to
Yeah,
the office building,
right.
okay? And we get to the office building and we have her in almost this hostage style situation where she has to play the rules, she has to play the
Mhm,
game,
mhm.
she has to keep going and like
But
and it
also,
just like from the previous scene of her interrogating him because she sees the bodies and things like that and she sees the photos
mhm.
of what he has done. um she now is like she's in control, and then the next scene it feels like she's not in control.
Well, okay, so there's two things to that, right? So she's not in control by because of deception.
Hmm.
She's she's completely in control, but if you notice when she's walking past people in her office, she's going, "Hey guys, see you later. No, 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 don't worry. I'm going to be in my office real quick." Like she's keeping
It's
everybody
5:35.
right. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know
Go home. Don't stay unless you want to. Like, that kind of thing, because she doesn't want to raise any alarms because she
right,
doesn't want anybody else to figure this out.
right.
So she knows she has to deal with him. And even though he's leading her technically, she's leading him.
Yes.
He's going out of excitement for what he's about to see. She's playing hostage so that everybody else sees her as one, but she's also playing it cool so everybody kind of backs off. So
Right.
it's really super intelligent and a very unique way to play that situation, because most of the time you're either hostage or you're hostage taker.
Right.
So I really did enjoy that.
Hmm.
um I thought that whole like build up to going to the closet was really, really good.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, they have like those like moments where he's in control, and then they have the moments where she's in control.
Hmm.
Like, and you can tell by like certain things. There's like
Hmm.
moments where
Hmm.
she's talking to the younger brother. The younger brother, may I say, is the best actor in this movie. I don't know that actor, and I do know that he has autism,
Hmm.
but just the younger brother's tone, or the
Yeah, the
cuz's
cousin. Yeah.
tone, like I was just like he's fan fucking tastic, like
He did a really good job. I
yeah,
don't personally see that being making him the best, but because there's just too much going on between the main character and Emma Stone for. Did you call her
right.
Alicia Silverstone?
Alicia Silverstone's the mother.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I
Yeah.
didn't see this today. I saw it way back when I watched it. Uh, okay, but yeah. So
Well, her
those
names
two.
are in the credits, but
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't know if you
yeah,
know
of
this,
course.
but again, 2 weeks ago.
Those two
So
actors, yeah, are fucking
yeah,
amazing. Of Emma
those
Stone
two.
and the guy from Breaking Bad, I kept calling him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Those
yeah,
two, like the way they switch, like you were saying, like switching who's in charge, who's in power, but just the back and forth made those two
right.
so powerful in this movie.
His
Him,
franticness
yeah,
and
but it was like this underlying frantic,
Yeah.
like Franticism that was just so crazy to watch because he was keeping it all together
Hmm.
and he was panicking, but he was still keeping it all together. He was calm, he was in control, but he's losing his fucking mind at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was perfect to watch. I'm glad he got a lead role. Like it was nice. Sorry, I don't remember his name. I tell me in the comments that I'm a
Yeah.
dum dum. But it was so good. And then I think what the cuz did was really show the control that our main character has.
Yeah.
Um, not only through like manipulation, but just like storytelling and,
Right.
and keeping him like, no, this is what's going to happen. This is what they're going to say. This is what they're going to do. This is, he's got this guy believing everything. And
Right.
up to the last minute when he
No,
blows
no, I
his,
wouldn't
all right,
spoil that.
all right, all
Don't
right.
like, yeah, because
Yeah, he
that
blows a
that
guy
came out
behind the
of left
dumpster or
field,
something.
man.
Yeah, it did. It did. It caught me off guard.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
like, yeah, that was one of my audibles.
yeah.
But like, and then like, I don't. The one gap I have is how they are tying her abduction to this town. Like, I thought they had already found the car, and then when she was like, Danny Freeze uh is the serum, the lifesaver and shit, and fucking like and they had it hidden, and I was like, oh well, they haven't found the vehicle, and I thought Stavi was, or the police officer was saying, like they had found the car. And my brain was like, oh, that's what ties the investigation to this area.
So from my understanding, that building that she works in is in that town.
Yeah.
This isn't far away. That's why they chose her.
Hmm.
Um, Almost seemingly at random at first, and then you find out that he believes that she's an alien. Um, but as far as I know, they just drove her vehicle home and parked it behind the house
Yeah.
and then continued to ride his bike. So like Stavi shows up, he doesn't pull far enough back to see her vehicle. And then he takes him out to see the bees after that awkward conversation. Hey man, just so you know, I didn't do it to anybody else. Okay, weird. And then he takes him out to see the bees and he kills them. And then they get back in the vehicle, after, blows that guy behind the dumpster. I
Yeah.
have to keep saying that now because I started halfway through that sentence before you shut me up. But yeah, I think the vehicle was on their premises the whole time, but they
Might have
also
been.
didn't have like any neighbors or anything.
No, no.
And so like it could just be on the left side of the house and everything took place on the right side of the house, like it,
Right.
it just the windows were covered and stuff for the most part. So, blinds and stuff. So, or curtains. So I don't know. I never remember them saying that they found the vehicle. So it's
Yeah.
possible, but
I like I said, I don't know. I just couldn't link it. But then again, that's where I really had a hard time with this movie, where I will like, and where I need to digest more is it's the beginning, like it is like heavy, heavy, heavy fucking dialogue.
Mhm,
Like that whole beginning before they even show the opening credit, of him talking about the bees and
mhm,
him, doing and then they're getting ready and him explaining what they have to do to be ready and like this whole like thing and like in that heavy dialogue, I was getting lost. I was like,
mhm,
wait a minute, what? And then we go from heavy dialogue to heavier dialogue when they kidnap her
mhm,
and they've destroyed her hair and all the way basically up until the point where they like I guess electrocute. I guess it's electrocution they were
mhm,
giving her, like electric shock.
mhm,
Uh, but when like because it's just like, well, what? like the dialogue just kept on. It's not bad dialogue. It's just that it's so heavy that like it's like whoa, 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 slow down. Give me a
So
time to process, like with like some like small moments of like bees or something, like go take care of your bees and shit.
so when they front load all the conversation in the front, they never mention that they're kidnapping her because they think she's an alien.
Right,
They just keep saying, and this is what they're going to try to do.
right,
So when they kidnap her, I immediately think ransom.
right.
And then once she's in the house, I'm like, oh, alien. After they have a couple conversations about it. But in the beginning, that whole thing, that's another reason where I think Cuz comes in as such a good supporting character because that main character is delivering all of this to him.
Right.
And you see him not understand any of it, but is down. Like you can tell he's heard enough and understands enough of it that he's going to follow his cousin through everything,
He's gonna,
but he
he
doesn't
was
quite understand
the
all of it.
representation of the audience. That the
Yeah,
audience is sitting here and they're like, what?
a little in the dark.
Like,
Yeah,
all right, we gotta chemically castrate ourselves. And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't want to do that. I want to fuck something
yeah,
eventually.
yeah. What if I want to get with someone? Well, that's just the price we have to pay and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, like I'm not saying that the dialogue is bad. I'm
No,
just
no, no,
saying
no, no. I
like,
know, I know. It was a
like
lot. It was
it's
front
just a
heavy
lot.
on
Yeah. Like
conversation.
I gotta watch this movie like 4 or 5 more times, but I don't know if I want to yet.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of where I was because I was considering watching this again because I had watched it the first time and I was
Mm,
considering watching it again. I was like, no, I remember it. And I don't think that I'm going to get anything more out of it watching it
yeah.
again. The only thing that like I wanted to watch again was that dinner scene when they put her in the dress and they
Mm.
bring her up to the table and they start out with this friendly, decent enough dinner, but it's very surface level because you can tell that uh they're just being polite to each other.
Right.
And then she starts kind of like cracking into like, so your mom, I
Ask
remember
those
you,
certain
like,
questions because
yeah,
she
yeah.
knows this is an unstable person.
Well, yeah, but she also remembered him.
All right.
She was like, I
The
know
second
who
that
you
she saw the
are.
name,
Right.
you
And
know.
that's why, and that's another twist in this movie is like it's a red herring. You think again that this person is just mentally unstable.
Yeah.
This is the reason that he's doing it. But in reality, she starts playing it as you're doing this because you're crazy, just like your mom was crazy. Honestly, we didn't know that these drugs were going to have these effects. We should have paid you more, whatever, whatever. So it starts steering you away from that alien thing.
Right.
And then only after the cuz happens, then you go, oh, there's some legitimacy to this. And I think that that's really, I think it was a brilliant way to kind of keep throwing you off the
Right.
trail until
Right.
the last minute. My biggest gripe with this movie was the ending. Once
Okay.
she is back on the ship, I was just like, I like the idea of them being like, it didn't work, and they just pop the bubble and the planet goes away. But I didn't like the stupid suits and shit like that, like the Kanye West suits. Like
Yeah,
I
you got to make
didn't,
it weird. So,
yeah.
but like that I had no problem with because we've just gone through this roller coaster ride and I would be surprised if like in the next couple of like months the director's cut where it's like no, we actually filmed two where no, she's not, and yes, she is. Like two different scenes. And originally, our original plan was to put out 50 no, she's not, and 50 yes, she is movies and shit and fucking. But yeah, I think when it came down that, okay, yes, she is an alien empress of this, galactic race of creatures. I think we could have had it, but like still left it but was she? Fucking like you could have had
Yeah,
that.
but then that to me would have been like, well, the fuck is this movie?
Right.
Like,
I'm
I think,
still like, what the fuck is this movie?
well, yeah, obviously, but also like, I think it only worked because she was an alien. When we see her go back and we see the Earth is just an experiment, and we see them kill the experiment. I think that if she wasn't to be an alien, it would have been a letdown.
Yeah.
It would have just made him seem crazy, and he wasn't justified, all those things. And then if we left it off as like a
Right.
leave it up to your own thing, then, you know, then it's just like, well, you didn't do a whole movie. Like
Right.
that that is so rarely done in such a way that is good. Like most of those, like we'll just leave a cliffhanger for you to decide. Most of those are done not well.
Yeah.
The very few times is it done super well. So I feel like it comes off as lazy
Hmm.
or the an unfinished movie. So I'm
Right.
glad that they made a decision, and I'm glad the decision was the one that they made, because watching him explode in that closet was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, and
Um,
like, that was great and shit. Because I was like, oh shit, he got taken up to the mothership, and then when the head flew out, I was like, oh, I guess he didn't get taken up to the mothership because you saw the light and
yeah,
like it went and
yeah,
like then fucking the doors open and
yeah.
shit, and like his head comes flying out. Because
I would have taken him up. If I was her, I would have taken him up and been like, you were right about everything, and just threw him out into space.
yeah,
Like, just let him freeze out in space.
well, I liked that he he made it's because of his shitty homemade bomb and stuff that he was going to, but um
Also, that
I
a TI-83 was her fucking, like, her like passport or
yeah,
whatever, her like transporter
her
thing.
communication and shit and fucking, but what do you call it, there was a moment where I was kind of like, okay, is the main character, is he crazy, or has he always just been drilled this to where you become crazy in the eyes of the audience? But no, they are 100% like accurate, like
That's
everything that
yeah.
he said came fucking true. It was
Well, yeah,
true.
that's what makes this movie. That's why I give this movie what I give it,
Right.
is because they do such a good job of, is he crazy
Right.
or is he right? Is he crazy? Is he right?
Right.
Because they keep just twisting you back and forth and back and forth. Because there's at one point, like, obviously we start out and you go, this kid's fuck crazy,
Yeah.
and then there's a point where like they're I don't know if they've shocked her yet or whatever, but there's a point where she's like, okay, fine, I'm a fucking alien.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's
let
before
just,
they she shocks her.
and and then you go, okay, cool. He's very
Yeah.
clearly crazy. And then she's like, no, for real, I'm an alien. Just stop. And then you're like, oh. And then they go to the shocking thing, and you're like, oh, he's just crazy.
Yeah.
And she was just giving him what he wanted. And then you go, well, then again, who knows? And then you get the dinner scene or lunch scene, whatever it is. And you go, oh no, this has nothing to do with aliens. This is all a vendetta against this woman because
Right.
she runs the company that, and then more happens and you're like, oh, she might actually be an alien. And then you go, no, but it's in my office. And you're like, oh, she's just playing him to get him somewhere where somebody will see her and
Yeah, get
save
them
her.
in there
And
so she can
then
call the cops.
she fucking blows him up and you're like, holy shit, the bitch is an alien. Like, so it's just, it does this back and forth thing this whole time. It makes you question every choice.
Right.
And that's why it's so good. It doesn't, like, even though, like, about a third of the way through the movie, I was like, oh, she's an alien. It kept making me question it. and that's what I like so much about it. I think it did a really good job. It could have been an A if Stavi wasn't a pedophile. That would have given it an A.
He
Like
said
that.
he said something, I forget what, but the Balmer accent came out.
Yeah.
If you listen, it was a long O. I know
Hmm.
that and stuff. Fuck, I can't remember what word, but when I was sitting there, I kept saying it over and over, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess you can't take the Balmer out of him. He's just gonna
I
fucking Doritos, you know."
His character was so off-putting the entire like from Jump Street before you even because like when he catches him on the bike and he's like,
Ain't
"Hey
going to work.
man, you going to work? You want to hang out sometime? I'm sure I'm the last person you want to see." And it's just like, okay, maybe he bullied him in high school or something like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
then you get back to the house scene and he's like, "I never did that to anybody else. I just wanted to let you know." And then you're like, "Ugh,
right.
dude, like what the fuck?" And it's like, what again, like the only thing that I could say is like maybe it's a driving force to further unhinge this person that was already
Right,
there.
right.
But at the same time, it's like they could have just rolled with it. Like that's one of those herrings that I was like, you didn't need 12. You could have went with 11. Like,
Right, right. And that's what I was thinking, where it's like we didn't need it would have been like to incorporate that. It just feels kind of like an afterthought. Where they could have
yeah,
just made him like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Yeah, you
yeah,
hear about this thing all over the news?
yeah,
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna come over and get some honey from you tomorrow and stuff
yeah,
and whatnot."
yeah.
And then he does, and then that would also bring a new, because he killed his friend.
Mhm.
You know, are you my friend or are you a cop? You still dealing
Yeah.
with that, like that idea about aliens and stuff,
Yeah.
dude? You know, that kind of
Also,
idea.
terrible cop seeing a chair nailed to the floor with wire wrapped around it
You
and
afraid it's
going,
gonna get run
yeah,
away?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Like, God damn it, Stabby. That was Stabby.
yeah,
Like that was Stabby right there.
yeah,
That's but yeah, just that whole there was other ways to do that.
yeah.
And I think you're right, just being like, hey man, have you seen this
And
car? Like,
then when they're in the house, it would have also brought in a new attention, new like he's gonna have to bust his own friend and whatnot,
mhm.
you know, if he would have started notice things.
Mhm.
Like, you
That's
bleeding?
where I thought it was
You
going. I
bleeding?
thought it was going to go with
Yeah,
like, hey man, like what's that
yeah.
chair about?
Let me see the
Hey
hands,
man,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
gun drawn.
that whole thing. Instead, it was just like, let me show you some bees, and
Right,
then I'm gonna
right. And then I
bash your
mean
head
that's
in with
brutal
a
too.
shovel.
But
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's the one screen kill.
yeah,
Like even Cuz was mostly off screen. Um,
it's still pretty
you know,
brutal.
I
But
mean, I think they showed it like split second, but
right,
um,
right.
yeah, I was just
But
like,
in that case, Jacob,
okay,
well,
yeah, let's stop talking about this
are you
movie.
upset you didn't see us in the theater?
No, I'm okay with that. I enjoyed it how I watched it.
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, it's like it is a pretty movie. It's shot glorious, but I'm more upset that I missed Poor Things than this, because Poor
Well, yeah,
Things was a glorious looking movie. This kind of like
it
okay,
was well because I think the big thing with that is because Poor Things was beautiful settings, and
right,
this was shot beautifully but dingy settings.
right, right.
So it was like, oh man, it's shot really well, high quality, but also, ugh, paint your cabinets and shit.
Right,
Like,
right, right. Fucking vacuum this
yeah,
motherfucker once
yeah,
in a
yeah,
while.
exactly. Do something, please.
Yeah. Are you gonna try to own a physical copy of this?
Maybe from the discount bin.
The dollar bin.
Yeah.
Mm,
I don't have anything against this movie. I think it was a good movie.
yeah,
It's one of those ones where I don't think I'm going to watch it again. I don't think I need to. I
yeah.
soaked up everything that I needed. It was good. It's just a one-time watcher for me.
I
That's
think
all.
I'm gonna watch it one more time. Like,
Yeah.
see, I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna sit. away from it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let you stay over there for a while, and then I'm gonna go back and I'll watch it
Yeah.
with someone else because a lot of movies that hit me like that, I kind of like, okay, no, I have to see it with fresher eyes, you know. The Lighthouse was the same way, and The Witch and 31, you
Yeah.
know, where I had to take go away and then let me bring it out and be like, "Oh, okay." You know.
It's funny that those are the three that you said.
Those are just the
Like
three that I could think
two
of off the top
two
of my head.
masterpieces and 31. All right, cool. That one could have stayed in the fucking trash. But
I know you don't like it, but I do. So,
yeah, true.
um, uh, I don't think we need to really cult classic this because it's not. It's too
I
modern and
think
popular.
it's not popular. I don't
It's
think
not.
it's as popular. It may be. I don't really keep up with award shows and shit.
All
But
right.
like I've said this in the horror movie chats that I've been in, and not many people have
I'm talking about it.
responded. Yeah, so
Mm,
maybe as far as like awards go and stuff, but I would say I'd venture to say in 5 years you could walk up to almost anybody and go Begonia, and they'd be like, "What? I'm not
you're
hungry."
right.
So like that I don't think
You
that
know. um,
I think it has the potential to be a cult classic in the future.
Yeah, but then
It's just
again,
too
you could
new
do
right
that
now.
right now with Long Legs, and Long Legs is a masterpiece that I don't feel is very cult, but at the same time has cult uh
Well,
tones,
yeah,
you know.
it's totally built to be cult, but it did win awards,
Right.
which doesn't necessarily mean it can't be cult, I guess.
Right,
But
right.
in time, they're just too new to call.
Too new to call, yeah.
That's all it really comes down to.
All right. You're gonna recommend this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I recommended it to you.
Yeah. I'll recommend it as well. I think in this time of like, you know, award seasons, I do see it as a very well done thriller. So,
Yeah.
uh, anything else to add to this?
I'm really, really upset that we fired our head coach.